Hello, everybody. My name is Jonah from Teachable. Thank you so much for being here today. It is always a blast hanging out with Julia McCoy and learning from
Aw.
her. We're super excited to have her with us today. And we also got a fun, clickbaity, exciting topic. We're gonna be we're gonna be
Clickbaity.
talking just AI. There's so much about AI. And I love
Yes.
I've done my little research on what tool you're using and stuff, and it's really neat. So I'm
Ooh.
excited to learn more about it. We're going to be talking about how to use AI to market your products, and I don't know much else because Julia's going to go into depth with it. But super excited to be here for everyone watching. If you're watching live or the replay, hop in the comments. Let us know you're here, you're excited. Let us know any questions you already have or throughout the event and the video. Let us know if you have any questions. We do come back and answer those, and we will try and answer them after the presentation if any come up throughout. And also make sure to go check out, we recently also published on our YouTube channel a whole interview with Julia about digital downloads, how to use them in your business, help you scale your products. They're a great place both to start if you're just looking to have a digital product, but also, like we talked a lot with Julia, if you have big products, they're a great way to scale down, create lead magnets, create more palatable products for people who may not want the big transformation right at once. All that said,
Mm.
I want to dive in. I'm excited to see what we're going to learn today, Julia. And just for anyone who may not know you or is just tuning in, can you just introduce yourself a little bit? Let us know what your platform is about. And I specifically like asking creators, can you tell us what the transformation is that you're hoping to provide your audience and students?
Oh, very good question. Well, I'm Julia McCoy, as you already said, and the name's here. But I run a company called Content Hacker, which is the result of 10 years of serving in the agency setting, doing content full time. So we grew that to 100 writers. And then I sold it last year, actually 2 years ago in 2021. And now my full time thing is to help marketers and entrepreneurs build lasting businesses online through content that lasts versus the more transient age of getting the reel out or getting this out, getting that out, and kind of spraying and praying and hoping it works. So I'm your strategy person for content that's actually going to last, make you sales. What we're going to talk about today is sales on autopilot, on evergreen that we're seeing daily for this digital download that you really pushed me to build, Jonah. So thank you for that. That's money in our pockets.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm glad. Yeah, it was a joy to work with you in the release of this new feature because that is other thing I'll say. If you've been paying attention to any communication from Teachable over the last month, we're pretty crazy about digital downloads at the moment because we have
Mm.
this new feature and it really allows creators to start on a more, like I said, it works in both directions. Start with small
Mm.
products or take your bigger products and scale them down. So it's been a blast talking to you multiple times and seeing how you think about it and how every creator uses these. But
Mm.
yeah, I don't know if you want to say anything else before we dive in, or should we just bring up the slides and get into it?
Oh, let's get into it. That's
Love
my
it.
style, Jonah.
Cheers. Here we go. All right, I'll let you take it away.
Amazing. Well, it's so good to be with you here, guys, on a Friday at noon. So, right, it feels like a positive note because we're about to wrap up the week. But hopefully I can give you a ton of inspiration because this has been such a win for us. And I honestly was surprised, in an age where I think we see a lot of high ticket, we see a lot of push to build this massive thing. No, you can build something in less than 5 days and you can have it live and it can make sales every single day for you because that's what's happening. And this is with a brand, I sold my writing agency 2 years ago. So this is with a presence at Content Hacker that's really only 2 years old. We don't have hundreds of blogs, we don't have tens of thousands of followers. So I really want to encourage you and inspire you that you can do this in just a few days. Add this to your digital products that you're selling or make it your first if you haven't done this yet. So it's going to be amazing. So we're going to talk about how to get your digital product live and selling and the way to sell that product. I'm going to teach you how to build evergreen content. And literally, we're going to do it live together. And we're going to generate a full marketing piece that's going to be evergreen in 10 minutes. And by the way, guys, that used to take 8 days. That single piece alone. Can you believe that, Jonah? And that's the power of AI.
Did AI build this slideshow?
No.
Okay.
No,
it is incredible. And I'm excited too, because I've been playing with these various like copywriting AI tools for a long time. I was blown away the first time I used one because I asked it to write me a blog on audio engineering software I've been using for 20 years. And the first paragraph taught me like 3 things I had never known about it.
Oh,
so I was like,
wow.
Yikes.
Yikes.
But yeah, but no, it's incredible. But yeah.
Oh, so true. So true. Well, that's what I'm saying too. And I'm somebody that came from 10 years of writing. So I'm going to be very, very picky. I was skeptical with AI, you guys, like for the last year. I actually said not to use it because I thought humans wrote better. Nope, not anymore. My opinion is officially changed. And why not save time and money? If we can, why not?
Yeah.
So, yes, that's my perspective. And we're going to talk all about it. So, this is a little bit about me. We already talked about this. So I'll just blaze through this really fast. But my background really is writing. Dropped out of college back in 2011 to say, hey, can I actually make a living from this? And I did better than expected. So blessed and thankful that I'm here today. No funding. We did over 5 million in sales in my writing agency, which I sold in 2021. Honestly, I sold that because I saw what was coming. We're at a place today where the long form writing piece can actually be fully done with AI. And that's because of Chat GPT, which is backed by GPT-3, which is the best language generator I have ever seen in the artificial intelligence world. And by the way, we got GPT-4 on the horizon. So it's just going to keep getting better. And 2 weeks ago, I took a VP role. So I am no longer just working for myself. I'm also full-time salaried VP of marketing at Continent Scale, which I took that role because I actually believe in that tool so much. And I believe in the story. I believe in the founders. They're actually doing something that's going to create a real difference. And what we're seeing across thousands of use cases, which I get to be in since I work there, is we're seeing like a 5 to 10x return on time. And you're doing it at like 1/3 the cost of what content used to take. I don't know if you heard that, guys. That's revolutionary. You can save 5 to 10 extra time at 1/3 the cost. That's nuts. Anyway, so you're going to see exactly how it works. And we're going to do it live so you know that this is actually happening. And you can watch it unfold right before your eyes. So that's coming up at the end here. That's the marketing piece of how to build a digital product. But first, let's talk about how to actually build a digital product. And this is something that really takes your brain. This is not AI. So this is going to take your brain and your collateral that you've used from millions. There we go. I'm referencing the tool. The tool has millions of data points and our brains have, maybe hundreds that we can store in our brain. But that collective experience is actually what makes your digital product great. So that part, I would say you need your brain for it. And Jonah, I'm going to go ahead and pull up some files. I don't know if you can see them in my window. Let me go ahead and share my screen and get that up here on the screen so we can see it.
So can you say again the tool that you're using that's the company you now work for as well?
Yes, Content at Scale. And if you go to contenthacker.com/AI, contenthacker.com/AI, you'll see my full review, including a video where I'm in the tool showing you exactly how to use it. Because I didn't just want to say, like, here's the tool, right? Because I had been dissing these tools for a year. So I'm like, I got to give people more than just the name of the tool.
Right. Fully
so
converted.
contenthacker.com/AI.
Yeah.
Yes. So first, I want to walk you through the actual files here, and we're going to open all of them up. So in the Teachable, yes.
We might need to share just your whole screen to see each. Yeah.
Great idea. Let's do that. Present.
Julia's pushing the limits of StreamYard today. So we're I love it.
I am. Okay. Tell me if you can see these PDFs.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay. So what I'm going to do is show you the main one, right? Because I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. What is all this? This looks like a lot of content, Julia.
And so
So
this is the actual product, right? This is the digital
yes,
download. Yes. Cool.
correct. This is the actual product. Yes. So where this started, was a very ugly Word doc. And it was just like my brain typed out. So a human designer made this beautiful, right? And that's where like don't fret. You don't have to have something this beautiful. I would go hire a designer, and you can find those people on Fiverr. Fiverr spelled with 2Rs.com. So, get a designer. Don't overload your brain. I would recommend, don't even try to do this in Canva. Just work with that Word doc to get your thoughts out. So, how do we frame a good digital download? How do we frame something that people will really want from you? I would say two things. First, your deepest point of expertise. So, think about that. What would that be? So, example, for me, I've been doing content marketing for a decade. It's something I know in and out like the back of my hand. I can set up a content calendar that rivals the best ones out there. I can put together topics that are going to bring in customers and clients. That is value. That is huge. So think about the deepest thing that brings, number two, the best kind of win for somebody. And ask yourself, could I write a guide that encapsulates how to do this thing? And most of the time, you're going to come up with yes. Like the hardest thing, I think, is actually just pulling it out of your brain. You have something in your brain. It's just a matter of what is that thing. So if it's, let's say you know how to knit. Well, are you knitting something that is very special? Can you share a certain pattern or even a certain technique that you've learned? Make that one thing. That's your digital guide. How to create a special knot with these knitting tools or something like that. The ultimate guide to that specific thing. So the specific thing in my guide is a blueprint for a content process if you are going to be, or you are a content marketer. And you can see this in action at constanthacker.com / I believe it's process / process. And Jonah, if you want to double check that and make sure that is the correct one. It is?
I'm checking.
Okay, cool. Because it might be / blueprint. So what's happening in this guide? We have 21 pages and, we have the cover page. So really, I would say it was just all in all, it was 10 pages of writing, which expanded to 21 with good design. So we start out by saying who it's for. So this is two things, like what are you doing? So that it's the content calendar. And who is this for? It's your team. It's your team. If that's you, if that's a solopreneur setting, or if that's a marketing agency setting. So we've had the solopreneur, we've had those types of people buy. And this really targets them, and you can repeat this in your marketing and speak to them. So I kind of call this an intro page where we speak to that person and then we give them a short little hook. Why is this guide important? Why is it something that you should know how to do? So I'm telling them, read this yourself, know exactly what to delegate and how to oversee successful creation, and then hand it off to your team. So this is a really important piece, because if you just give them the gold without a little bit of direction on how to use that gold, like before you start to knit, use these types of knitting needles, or here's the 5 things you need to be successful at knitting. Or, if you're picking up photography in your free time, well, how do you create free time, right? So think about, it's almost like you're going backwards from the actual thing you're solving, and you're saying, how do I even bridge that gap to get them there? Right? If that makes sense, if you follow me, because that's a little tricky there. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Almost like if you're going to go replace the tire on your car, you need these things, right?
Yes.
It's a little bit,
Yes.
Yeah.
And for us as experts, it's so easily to jump to that tire because that's what we know and what we're good at. And we forget that the people that are learning from us don't even know the tools to get to that tire.
Right.
So this definitely, I didn't start out creating my digital products this way, but this has really helped. I've seen people complete this whole guide more so because we had this at the beginning.
Hmm.
So they were like, oh, I should read this. I shouldn't just hand it off. Okay, cool. Because we literally told them that in clearer words than we could ever, A, B, C. Read this yourself.
Yep. Because
So,
it might be
mm,
someone who is getting this for their team, right? And might assume they
yes.
don't have to. I love that. Okay, cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. And I don't want them to not know what their team does.
Right.
It's like for example, let's say you're in the homeschooling niche. If this guide is for your child, well, I might say, read this with your child or read this before it goes to your child. And then you have a much more successful relationship with your kid on this particular
Hmm.
win or transformation. Right? So
Yeah.
that you're helping the audience in a deeper way than typically, because most people don't do that. That most marketers are just like, okay, 13-year-old here.
Right. Right. Here's
So,
your planner or whatever, and now you're done. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
cool.
And then this is just a hello page that I write where I just kind of speak to the person whose problem I'm solving and I tell them why this guide is important. So I'm saying, hello, marketer, right? Because that's my audience. That's your team. That's your solopreneur. So if that's you, is it a parent? Is it a female business owner? Like, who is that? You want to name them right then and there. And then ask them a question that directly relates to what you solve. Do you know how to knit in a way that doesn't hurt your knuckles? And whenever I used to knit, oh my gosh, my wrist hurt. So like the transformation that you do, you want them to be thinking about that from the very beginning of this intro letter. So I'm like, can you guarantee that your content will bring ROI? Can you guarantee that every single blog will help you grow your business? Most can't. And this is where you want to like tell them the industry norm. You're not alone if you can't solve wrist
Mm.
pain. If your child is doing this, like you're not alone because here's some industry statistics. And I just pull these, I've written about these for forever. So I just know them. But then we go and we Google them, we get current statistics. And then I give them a little bit of proof. So the next piece of this hello letter, which by the way, I studied like Amy Porterfield's PDFs. I did some studies to find out this flow because this is also a critical piece before you give them the gold. So
Mm.
first we have our little hook, right? A simple, clear direction. And then we have our hello letter. And then we actually have the thing, the product that we're giving them, the templates, the guide. But the other piece of this hello is proof. So what did you actually do? I solved my wrist pain for good in the last 5 years, despite knitting 1,000 blankets. Or so what gives you the reason to be able to sell them this guide? And by the way, this is like your marketing material. You can feed this, you can turn this into all kinds of content, give this to AI tools to spit out even more content. So, like, we're creating this from the inside out, right? Most people might approach the marketing first. Well, how do I market the thing? But if you create the thing and you do it this style, it's so much easier. Like, you can do it in 5 days because you'll find, like, oh, 20 minutes later, I got my hello letter, I got my hook. Oh, Julie's not kidding. Like, I can do this.
Yeah.
So, this is how
Oh,
to
that's
really
cool.
make it a lot easier on your brain, kind of do it from the inside out. So once we have the proof, then we're talking about this. If you ever go back and update your guide, which I do all the time, I'm a little bit nuts about that because I want my products to sell on Evergreen. And so, we launched this in November. So we've gone back in January now and updated it. And then I just tie it to a service. So this is a great way, oh my gosh, to get people in your pipeline for coaching programs done for you. Like there's almost no better way than a low ticket program because the people that buy it usually consume it. And then when they consume it, if it's good, they're ready for more. So this is a nice little way to say, hey, by the way, these are the exact systems we actually create in client pipelines. So then we have a mention to something else. If you have anything additional that you're giving them, like a template, an Excel sheet, a diagram, you can reference that just to make sure, like, hey, go back to your email and make sure you go back to the portal, make sure you download that secondary thing. So again, like we're just giving them No reason not to consume it. We are laying
Mm.
everything out with just so much clarity and warming them up. If you think about it like that, you kind of got to warm them up instead of just throw them in. Like, what if this was the first page? I might be a little overwhelmed. But when I get here, I've been, oh, okay, well, she's helping me achieve ROI. I need to really think about this. Like, this could change my life. So it's okay if it feels complicated.
Can we
So, yeah.
quickly summarize the little treasure chest of tips you just gave?
Oh, Jonah.
Because
You're
no,
so
but this
kind.
is so valuable for because it is so easy to create a digital download and then just put out the product part.
Yes.
But like these 2 pages, it sounds like give them a clear, concise, short, directional statement.
Yes.
Ask them in question form the transformation you're about to give them.
Mm-hmm.
Give
Exactly.
them, let them know they're not alone. Let them know why you can help them solve the problem, and then provide an opportunity for them to continue engaging with you or buying the next product or pipeline. Did I miss anything? But those like 5
Excellent.
tips I think are invaluable.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that could be a whole blog right there, right? The
Yeah.
5 steps before you create the actual guide. Yes, you got it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Taking notes. Amazing. Cool. Yeah, I didn't want to but just like wow. Yeah, cool.
Yes. Yes. That's a good way to summarize that. Yeah.
Cheers.
So the
And
next
now
piece
you
of
have the actual product, right?
yes,
Cool.
exactly. Now we have the actual product. So the actual product starts with a model that I built to simplify what it is that they're actually going to do. Because, visuals speak 1,000 words. So it's like, you could do this with so many things. Like I call mine the content cake, right? You got to think of it like you're layering a cake, putting it together, and then it makes a
Also,
lot of
who doesn't love
sense,
cake?
right? And who doesn't love cake?
Love it.
So, how could you take your steps and put it into a simple, fun, visual perspective, like the pie, right? We've all kind of seen the pie done in a million ways. So that's why I'm doing cake. You could do like the sundae, the 3 layers of an ice cream sundae, or oh my gosh, there's just so many things you could do. So take what you're going to teach them, right? I'm teaching them 4 steps, and then think about how do I put that in a really fun visual, because half the battle in a digital product is getting them to remember it. Like I can take this and implement it in my team only if I remember it.
Right.
Otherwise, no, I bought that thing, but I completely forgot what I just learned. So this gives them a way to really remember it. And my goal is to get, like, we get testimonials that I would say are 10x. That's why I'm putting so much work and effort in, right? Because this can feel like, oh, really, I got to put a visual together. But the other side of that is if you sit on this a little bit longer than just writing it out and you think of a visual to map it to, and again, you don't have to design, just put it like that in a Word doc, give it to a good designer. That's what I did. Tell her to make a cake, and then you can stay on the strategy side, which is hard. Like entrepreneurs
Yeah.
forget that. They forget they have permission to go get help. So here's the
Yeah.
permission.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So whenever you think of the visual, the other side of that is the testimonials I'm getting. Like people love this thing, and in fact, because it's so consumable, right? We have a cake you can consume visually. It's fun. Now they're actually enjoying the guide. And we've been told, I implemented all of this, which it gets a little complicated. I'll show you in a minute. You have to install systems for this process to work. But we've had people do it and they came back and they said, I freed up my team's time by 3 times.
Wow.
This 47 product was invaluable. Like, Julia, I owe you my life. So that's why we're not just throwing something together, right? We're really assembling this into something that people really want to consume. And if you do that, like, first of all, No one does that. So you'll be like in the top 10% in your whole industry, maybe 1% if we're talking knitting, which is very niche.
Right.
Nobody. You might be the only one. So putting together a great digital product, like it pays off. So my process, what we did is we broke it down and we focused, as you can see when I'm scrolling, we focused on each stage. So there's a page with a blank cake and the pieces just come to life. So that just reinforces, all of these things. And right, like we could give them this and just show them the cake. But again, like we're really making sure they consume it. That's why we're starting with, oh, wait, there's no cake here. I need to keep
Mm.
scrolling right? So you're creating that consumable journey. And that's really important to creating a good digital product. And then when they get to the end, there's some excitement because you get to see the full thing come to life. And then by this time, you've read it. Oh, okay. I got to start with ideation. I got to start here. Here's our 3 top recommended tools. And then I need to move to writing. Here's our 3 recommended tools for that. I got to move to this stage now. Okay, that takes WordPress, a website to do that. And now I got to promote. I'm going to do that through email. So it just clicks, it tends to click whenever they get to that last stage. And then we get into the meat of it. So, how do you actually come up with your content? Well, I won't dwell on this because this is a lot to read, but this is just the actual meat of how to do it step by step with my tools that I use, the screenshots, the exact link to actually grab my template. If you click on this link, like they get my whole template to my calendar, like no holds back, you get everything. And then down here, we just name all of the stages in this process. Like if you were to run this process, what would you need to know? What would you need to do?
Mm.
Well, here's exactly what you need to know. Here's exactly what you need to do. Here's exactly what you need to give your writer if you have a writer involved. And then this is what we added, by the way, like last week, which is really, really exciting to me. You can speed it up. You can have this done like in 10 minutes. What? This step used to take like 5
Ages.
days.
Yeah.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. Like that still blows my mind that we're in that age. That's crazy.
And
So
it's just getting better. That's
I know it's just going
yeah.
to keep getting better. So this is like the value, huge value of the actual guide. And it took us like months to do this. And what I did is I actually pulled this, which we call like the ClickUp template kit, because you're actually clicking on this link and it's our custom built content pipeline that you can use and import straight into your ClickUp space. So, we paid a systems expert $1,800 to come up with that. And we implemented it with our own clients before we even sold it. So these are the things that, it's one thing to say, okay, I'm going to create something and try to sell it. And I think it's a lot easier to say, okay, I've been doing something for a while now. Why don't I just package that up and sell that? So you're not necessarily creating something new. Like for me, this came from our group coaching program where we've had a lot of success showing people how to set up simple systems. And then if you click on this, it's actually a Loom video that they can watch that shows them exactly how to do it. So this is not new for this guide. It was actually pulled from something we do as a done for you service, which is really cool. So that's a way to save like a lot of trouble whenever you're creating this is what can I pull from my existing services, from things I already do, even if it's like a day job, this is your side hustle, or you have a business, you do services for clients. What are the things you're already doing, right? That you could package up and put into these digital guides.
Like the systems you use to do your jobs, right? That's kind of what you're selling is like not just the service, but how you get the service done.
Yes, exactly.
Cool.
And then, if
Yeah.
they're like get
Yeah.
stuck here, they can hire us.
Right. Right. There's always that option, right? Yeah.
Yes, because this
And
is
you put it
complicated.
in there, right? That's
Yes,
yep. Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
Yes. So this is definitely, a way to not only just sell a product, but grow your actual entire business, which is really
Yeah.
beautiful.
And
Really cool.
Julia, I don't want to cut us short here, but I know you got a lot to get to with other parts today, and we have like
Yes.
20 minutes, so I just
Great reminder.
I'm like, we could spend 2 hours just pulling this thing apart.
Yes.
It's so good. Well, and I really appreciate too your dedication to not just making a product, but
Mhm.
one that in the way it's built forces people to actually consume it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
It's
I
like,
appreciate that.
yeah, with the person in mind, because it's one thing just to
Yes.
sell a product, but it's another thing if it works to get them actually buying more things. And yeah,
Oh, 100%. Well,
yeah,
I like to make money. And that's how
yeah.
you make money. It's hard to make good money when people don't like the product.
Fair, very fair. Love it.
Little selfish reason there.
No, but it's a good motivator. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. And it's amazing because this whole digital product is selling daily at this point. So it's just like so much inspiration that you can do this. So this is the last piece I want to show you before we, like Jonah said, move into the next pieces here. So this is our next steps document, which this is the first time I've done this, and I thought it was really cool to be able to put this together. So just 3 simple steps, where we remind them, go back to the guide and use the templates. Like you gotta remember people are busy. They might have read something halfway through. So that simple reminder can help them. And then what's the next thing they need to do? What's the very next action steps? Is it go buy the knitting needles? Is it go buy these flashcards for your kids? Go do this. And if it's your products, put your products here. For us, it's affiliate links to other people's products. So these are all affiliate links, right? So anytime somebody's signing up, we have the chance to make additional money doing that. And then, of course, we end with like the best top tier program that we have where we can help them. So I want to switch over to the teachable side of this and tell me if you can see. This will take like 2 minutes and then we can
Yeah.
move into the marketing. Awesome. So this is the digital downloads feature inside Content Hacker Academy or Teachable's platform. And like this was probably the easiest part, Jonah. It took me like 5 minutes, to put this together. Like so simple to upload your content. And here's the actual content that I uploaded. So I did a narration file literally just got on the mic and recorded a file like I would a podcast and said, here's what you need to do. First open up the blueprint, read through it, use it for your team. And then I gave them a little bit of motivation. Like this could potentially do this for your business if you apply it. So it's like we're almost reading that hello letter that's in the actual paid guide.
Yep.
So that's it. Like, look at this 1 page to set up this product. You just click publish. Like, that's nuts. That's so
Yeah.
simple.
Well,
So
and
Teachable is
I'm
amazing.
we appreciate that. And I just want to point out it was really exciting working with you when we just launched this because you took full advantage of the fact that a digital download doesn't have to be one file and it doesn't have to be one type of file. So you really created like a little shopping basket of value, with a little bit of produce and a little. It's not worth going down that analogy, but but I just want to point out to everyone, like a digital download doesn't have to be just one file, and it doesn't have to be a single media. It can be this whole little basket of value. I love it.
Yes. Yes. So true. And all of these things were already in the blueprint. We just chunked them up, pulled them out. So it's just like, okay, focus here, focus here. Here's your ClickUp spaces if that's all you wanted. Okay, here's one simple doc. So that's it. We just chunked stuff out of here and made it your 2-page PDF.
Right.
So now we can move on to the marketing side of this. Like, let's say you've built your product. How do you actually market it? And if I think through, so we kind of went through that, setting up the product on Teachable, so easy. So the evergreen parts of this, if we think about creating a sales page, the other piece of that is how do we get traffic, right? How do we get traffic to the sales page? That's a big question. And for me, I have a website. I like to rank content in Google for a specific keyword that directly ties to the digital product I'm selling. And then when we rank content in Google, that's evergreen. So that's the beauty of that. Like you can do Reels, you can do TikTok, but like that won't last, right? And so evergreen marketing is really important, but the SEO angle is the most important piece of this because of the traffic opportunities right now. Like traffic is through the roof, even though like we have AI coming on the scene, we have Chat GPT. Like, don't let that make you think no one's doing Google searches. They are. And in fact, the ROI of what's the content in the top of Google, the ROI on that is better than if you were to go put an ad campaign together. So the average ROI on a blog is higher than if you did an ad campaign for something like this, which I've never done. It's all 100% through the blog. So the ROI on ads used to be great. Today it's kind of terrible. Trust is like plummeted, over COVID. We saw that happen tremendously. And inbound continues to be really, really strong. So if you're like, how do I actually sell this? It could be through the blog. And that's what I want to show you to do that with AI. So let's switch over to the marketing side of this. First, your sales page. And you can do this with tools like, the tool that I'm going to show you is going to be your blog writer. But for the actual sales page, this could be done with a tool like Jasper. I mean, you could also honestly use the tool I'm going to use, which is Content at Scale. You could use that for sales content. I've seen it generate some pretty good sales copy. Like this is by far, so Content at Scale, let me tell you a little bit about it. And you can learn more about it at contenthacker.com/AI. because I did a very detailed breakdown. So the reason that I like Content at Scale is it's actually built using 3 different language generation tools. And it took the founder a year and 6 developers to break through and create this tool. Because my problem for the last year with AI has been, it doesn't write good content. Like I can't really put this on my site. I can't really make this a piece of my marketing process because I have to do so much editing. The content's crap. It's riddled with errors. It's just not good. But let me tell you, whenever we write, which we're going to do, we're going to write a live piece of content together. When you see it come to life by this tool, which is, again, 3 NLPs is writing this. Like, it's unbelievable how good the content is with this tool. And it just like kind of goes to show you, you get what you pay for, right? This is a paid tool, and the creators of it have invested hundreds of thousands of their own money to make it what it is today, which is the best writer that I have found. So if we go back to the marketing pipeline, just to understand this, you need 2 things. You need the sales pages to actually sell it. And look at this. This is the testimonial I was talking about. We've doubled our output and saved hours upon hours each week. Like this has allowed me to bring on additional business. This man's now making more money in his business because of a $47 product. That's amazing. Weekly revenue went up. So, I mean, you can create such wins for your clients, such wins for your students. Like even if it's like a more physical thing, like I think back to knitting. Wrist pain can be debilitating. It's easy to forget these things whenever we get really good at what we do. Like we just tend to forget how big of a win we can create for our audience. So like think about that, and don't ever tell yourself, well, nobody wants this. That's the trap, right? That's the trap. You and I have talked about that before, Jonah. That is the trap we all fall into because it's so easy for our own brains to sabotage us. But don't let that happen. Like the things that and the benefits of the things can bring transformation that changes somebody's life. Like somebody being able to knit without pain, that. And by the way, that should be a product because I did give up knitting because of pain. So I had wrist pain. And I'm like, I love to do this, but it's hurting my hands.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can create transformation based on even your hobbies that you know how to do well. Like that's a course, that's a digital product. But if you have your own site and you don't have a digital product, I'm calling you out. You got to get one on your site. So for those people out there, they have no excuses now. So you need a sales page and hook it up, of course, to that awesome Teachable buy link. Like this is just what mine looks like. It lands them on that purchase. And then they're getting that digital download. So that's it. Like it's as simple as that. We just built the sales page and then the buttons go straight to the buy now. And my designer is the one creating all of these beautiful images, which are really important to us. Like the visual side of this, I've noticed can dramatically increase sales. So if you don't have visual representation of your product, do it, because it just makes the person think, okay, this is a legit product and I need to go buy it. So that has been ginormous. And then, like, you can see, like, we've even taken pieces from the actual book, the digital product, and we've styled it on the page so they can see again the transformation and the win. And if you want to see that page, like if you want to copy the style, go for it. Totally happy to let you do that. ContentHacker.com/blueprint. So that's the sales page for this digital guide. And then the marketing piece is a blog that's ranking in Google. So our blog is all about the actual transformation. So the blog is your guide to creating a content marketing team and workflow plan, introducing the content cake. And then our keywords are around these words. How do I create a content marketing team? How do I build a workflow for my content marketing team? So those types of keywords. So, we're just doing it so it's clear. Like somebody that's typing in, I need a content marketing process plan, or how do I build a content marketing process plan? The goal is we want them to find our site and then land, bam, on that product. Look at that. There we go. Okay, I need to buy this thing. So that just creates targeted marketing, and you don't have to pay for it every day like an ad, right? This is sitting on our site now for life since November, and we're now getting daily sales. So the blog itself is your traffic engine. If you think about what is going to bring me the sales and the traffic to my digital product. And I want to show you how to get a blog written now without even hiring a content writer or having to know SEO yourself, which, oh my gosh, Jonah, am I actually saying those words?
I know.
Are
The
we here?
SEO side especially is like, yeah, we are.
Yes. Oh, so is there someone in the audience that either, let's say maybe they don't even have a digital product, but they want to create one? Is there somebody I can write a blog for that it would be there? And I'll even share it with you after the call, so it's yours to keep. But I want to use Content at Scale to actually show you what it looks like to write your blog, start to finish, a blog that will rank in the top of Google. So we can even do, Jonah, if we don't have anyone ready, we could even go with like the knitting thing.
Well, I was going to give them a couple minutes or like a few more seconds before I suggest one.
Oh, Jonah's going to take this. Better hurry, guys.
Oh, boom. Oh, someone got it. I'm almost disappointed, but good for you, Susanna. So Susanna is saying, yes, it's a blog about teaching writing in the elementary school classroom using a daily writing routine.
Oh, amazing. Perfect. Okay, so what is your website, Suzanne?
There is a little bit of a delay, so.
Yeah. Once I have our site, then we can get rocking and rolling.
Yeah. Oh, Suzanne's getting a spa treatment in the content world today.
Oh, that's such a good analogy. I think John is a little jealous, Suzanne.
I am. Suzanne, make sure to give us your website so we can rock it. But Suzanne's having a good time. How fun this is.
Yes. I've had so much fun doing this. I mean, why not? Like we have the tool and we have the language generator. It's like, oh my gosh, let's just mass create this for people now. That's my style. And each generation is unique content because, we're talking about artificial intelligence that in 2023 has access to billions and billions of ways to say words. Like, think about that. That's wild. Yeah. What?
It is.
No writer on the planet could even match that.
No.
Oh,
no, I know. It's getting, and the part that most interested me about content at scale is really its functionality. It seems the most original content, not
Yes.
plagiarized, because all of these. And Suzanne, I'm gonna frame it this way, just so we can keep going. Whoever drops their website in first,
There we go.
we'll go.
Because I know we got what, 10
You
minutes?
have I'll give you 20 more seconds, and then I'm gonna steal it. But but no, because there's a lot. I've gotten deep into the like terms of use for a lot of this AI.
Yes.
And they're always like, "Oh, you own whatever you generate here, but we're not responsible if someone comes,"
Ooh.
right?
Ooh. You know,
Because
that's a, oh,
because they don't know. They don't know if it's digging in. Yeah.
yes. That is a critical point you just raised, and having worked for this company now,
Oh,
this
oh,
is a big
bummer.
one. Oh,
I think Suzanne's trying to put in her website, and YouTube is blocking it for
oh,
suspicious activity. Let me see if I can pop in.
YouTube. Maybe don't add .com. Just tell us, like,
Yeah,
is it
just
like
drop it
Suzanne?
without a web.
Dang, YouTube. Getting in the way of creativity.
I know.
But you raised a really good point, Jonah, about the problems with AI, and watermarking is coming out any minute. OpenAI announced that they're going to be watermarking ChatGPT content now, and Google is waiting for that watermark to be able to detect AI content. So, like, if you use ChatGPT to build all your website content, go back and fix that ASAP.
Yeah.
It won't rank. Like, Google's going to ban it. So you want to pass AI content detection. That's the big thing now. Like, you want your content to actually rate 100% human. And
Right.
originality.ai created their own tool. Content at Scale has a free tool that's probably one of the best. It's built on the same software that OpenAI created ChatGPT with. So, it's again billions of data points to tell you, oh, this content's not human, or yes, it's human. So Content at Scale writes content that passes AI detection and doesn't have that watermark. So that's huge. Like, that is a breakthrough.
Yeah, it's well, and then it's still funny that the AI just gets better so that it is original.
Right?
So it appears to be, yeah. It's like the
Oh,
battle of the AI. It's not letting me approve her comments while we're live.
okay.
So I just can't see the website, Suzanne. Should we I promise I'm not trying to usurp this, but should we just
Let's go with Jonah.
Okay. Um,
Sorry,
Jonah
Suzanne.
Cohen, sorry, Suzanne, JonahCohenSound.com.
JonahCohenSound.com. And I'm just going to look at your website as well. Very nice.
Well, and Suzanne, still, if you try and drop your website, but just don't put a .com or www, we can still maybe do it. Just working with the delay here.
Yes. Tech is not our friend sometimes.
Yeah.
So you help people, I'm saying, bring their story to life. How would you describe your audience? Is it like,
it's mostly creators. My primary
ah,
services are like
creators.
creator consulting, content creation, but helping creators find their voice in their content.
Mm. Do you do that through video services?
That's how I started my business. I was primarily editing podcasts and video, and now it's much more just consulting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Also, because I'm out, I'm happy sitting in front of the computer less.
I hear that.
Yeah, but and then
What is,
the product that I'm building at the moment is helping people source more clients with Twitter.
oh,
'Cause
okay.
when I started my business 3 years ago, and since I've literally gotten every one of my best clients on Twitter.
Wow. Interesting. Okay, we'll
Yeah.
get to that in a second. What's your
Yeah.
tone, would you say, for your site? Casual, happy, informative, persuasive, professional, sarcastic, witty?
Let's go with sarcastic.
Nice.
I'm also
Okay.
testing AI's ability to be sarcastic is a passion of mine. So let's.
Nice. Okay, so we created our project, which gives us now the ability to create the content for that project. So you want to get more people to see your guide. Is it this one? The home? No.
No, I
No.
haven't. Published it yet.
Okay, so this will be a new one. So you're helping people find clients using Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
So what we could do is this how to find clients on Twitter. That's our keyword. And then we can have it write a blog that'll rank for that keyword. And then what you can do is upsell it, right? Like we're telling people exactly how to put together a content marketing team. But oh, wait, if you want the templates worth $1,800, click here to buy, right? So it's like, here's the full thing. And we're giving them 2,500 words of gold. But then it's that upsell into that digital guide. So are you comfortable with that same flow?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, that makes a
Awesome.
lot of sense.
Right? It's like
Yeah.
simple marketing works really well. To help content creators. Is that the audience for this piece? Content
Yes.
creators.
Yes.
Find.
Content creators and like solopreneurs.
Find their next client using Twitter. Would you add anything else there? Or do you like that? Create a guide to help
content creators and solopreneurs find their next client using Twitter. That's great.
I think I would just want to give it that. Usually I give it a little bit more context. Like I'll say, go through, teach them how to use hashtags, teach them how to use search strategies.
Search strategies that's what this is all about.
Okay.
How to use Twitter's search functions to find clients. And then it gives them a blueprint for outreach, like replies and stuff like that.
And what you could do with this blog, because, we don't want to publish straight from here to the blog. We want to do like 10, 15 minutes of editing, which, my goodness, usually that's 9-hour process. We cut down to 10 minutes.
Right.
So that's unbelievable. So you can do two things at this point. You can hit customize and it'll generate a content brief. It'll give you your headers. So what this tool does, and it's one of the only ones that does this, it actually goes and looks at the top of Google on the spot. Like right now, it just did that. What? For me to do that would take like 15 minutes alone. Type this into Google, see what's working, get some insights, put that in my outline. What? We just did that in 2 seconds. That's unreal, Jonah.
Wow. So it's doing the real SEO lift too.
Yes. You no longer have to do that. So I'm going to hit create content now. And then what we do is we come back. Usually it's like 5 minutes. Sometimes
go have a cup of coffee.
Shorter. Yes, exactly. Go have that pot roast, right?
Wow.
So, yes.
So how many blog articles around your digital product do you have?
So right now, I only have one.
And that's bringing in daily sales.
Well, I also have an email sequence and convert kit where I have, and I'll show you what that looks like. And you know what? I have been using ChatGPT to write some pretty decent email starters. I do have to do a lot of work. And that's why I like this tool I'm about to show you. Like, I don't have to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's done for me in minutes. But this is a sequence that hits everybody that signs up. And it is like 100% just very personal. So the first thing I tell them is, hey, you're in. Here's a little bit about me. And this is a replica of what's working. So the actual one, has a working button here. So don't be alarmed. So I tell them a little bit about me. I give them like a free class to visit. Like my best stuff goes here. And then let's see, where do I put it? I don't put it, it's not the first email. It's not the second. That's our free webinar. It's not the third. That's one of our best videos. It's the fourth email. So
It's the
this is
product.
important. 2, 3, 4, 5 days after new people sign up to my list, 5 days later is when they get sold this digital guide.
Uh,
And I have tried having it on the first day and it doesn't work.
Hmm.
So like you have to give them some time before they're like ready to buy.
yeah.
If they're not from that blog. So the people that come from this blog, you know, they're like, oh, this is answering my question. Oh, wait, there's an $1,800 worth of templates. Oh, I'm going to grab that right now.
Right. Yeah.
So I love that blog for that reason. It's just the world's best marketing tool. Okay, look, it's almost done. It's pending optimization now. So what's happening is 3 different. Oh, it's done. It's done. Sorry, I still get so excited. This used to take a week of freaking work. So let's go into it. Let's click the blue edit button. And here we go. 2,500 word blog is written for us. What?
Oh.
And it's like, it's good. And it's ready to go on your blog with a little bit of editing. Look at this. Tell me what you feel as, you know, this is something you do for people. So how to build your network, follow people you admire, participate in conversations, share your work, engage with others. Is that something you would recommend?
Can you go to the key takeaway?
Yeah.
Almost. It's almost done.
Yes.
I think I would get deeper into asking it what I wanted, or I would, yeah. It's amazing what it's outputting, given that we told it hardly anything.
This is raw, right? Like you
Yeah.
can make this so much better.
Wow.
Yes. And that's the thing. Like I still spend, 10 to 20 minutes on making mine better. But the fact
it's
that this
20
is all
minutes.
done.
Yeah.
Yes. And look at
Wow.
this. Like, look at this. The ending. I had an 8-year writer that told me she couldn't write this any better. Are you looking for an experienced content creator and storyteller to help bring your brand's message to life? JC Sound can provide the solutions that will get results. And of course, like this is off because you don't do content, you consult. But then this sentence is on. We're back on track here. So you can delete, and edit, but the work is like done. It's that heavy lifting. With years of experience, we know how to find new customers on Twitter using targeted strategies. And then what you could say is download the guide, X strategies to use today to land your next like, and you could say like $5,000 client, or depending on what it is that these clients normally pay. And then you can end there and start getting your clients today versus like that. So that would be, a way to edit that. And something I'm doing is working on a framework. It's on my YouTube channel, going to be on my YouTube channel next week, a framework to help writers know you can't just take AI, and you shouldn't actually. You can't just take it straight to your blog. You really have to still make it more yours.
Yeah.
So, that's important here. We don't just want to let the tool become us, because then we're in quite the dangerous land. But we want to take this and let it do all the heavy lifting, because now it can. And look at this opener. Are you a content creator looking for your next client? Have you been searching endlessly with no luck? Well, have no fear. The solution to all your problems lies in the power of Twitter. Could I write that better? Jonah, I've written 9 books. No. I'm a little not happy.
Julie, I hate to do this, but we gotta wrap up.
Okay. It's been an hour. Oh yes.
Wow. Well, and we're a little late for the next creator. We're sitting down with Nancy Badillo to talk about this exact kind of stuff as well, digging into digital downloads. I feel bad because we're cutting into her time, but there is so much more here. I kind of would you be willing to? I want to ask, like, everyone watching, hop in the comments, ask some questions, ask anything else you have, and maybe Julia, we can go live on Instagram or here again and just do another short revisit of this because I feel
Ooh,
like we're just scratching the surface.
Jonah, we should just do another hour sometime.
Okay, so I should have known an hour wasn't enough. Julia, thank you so much for being here. Everyone who's
Yes.
watching, I'm sure sorry we're cutting it short, but come check back in the comments. We'll post any links if we're doing another one. I think we will.
Let's
Um,
do it.
and hop in, ask questions anyways. Julia and us will come back and see if we can answer those however we can. Thank you for being here. And if you want to see another event all about digital downloads, stay tuned. Go right over to our channel. I'll be there in just a minute as soon as this is over. And Julia has some links to her product and some freebies down there as well to learn more. Also, on Teachable, you can get started for free, and there is a link in there to do so as well. Julia, any last parting words before we boogie today?
Nancy, I'm so sorry, but I love her. We know each other, so
Yeah.
she'll probably be cool.
Yeah, she'll be chill. But
And
yeah,
thank
we'll
you
see
all.
you.
This has been
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, it's been such a good time. Thank you all so
Yes.
much. We'll see you soon
Thank you,
and have a
Jonah.
wonderful day. Thank you, Julia.
You
We'll see
too.
you soon again.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye.